Yo, what is going on everyone? Today I am bringing you a brand new video and I'm going to be continuing the Football Manager 2016 experiments video. Now if you've not seen the first video, go and check it out. Jurgen Klopp takes over Arsenal. That'll be linked down below in the description as usual. But today I'm actually going to be doing a returning player to its old club. I'm going to be doing Carlos Puyol managing Barcelona. We're going to give him 3 years and see how he does. Let's jump straight into a year into the future and see how his first season goes. Okay, so as you can see, it is June 2016 now. And on the screen, one thing that draws straight to my mind is he's not been sacked, but he is insecure. Over here you can see the insecure jobs, and there's actually a bit of a spoiler there. But insecure jobs, you can see Carlos Puyol of Barcelona. So let's just go and take a look at why. Well, there's third in the league, as you can see. Let's take a look at the transfers he done before we actually go and look into the competitions themselves. Let's see what type of transfers Carlos Puyol done this season. Okay, so as you can see, he didn't actually bring anyone in, and I've just remembered he had a transfer embargo placed on him at Barcelona, so he's not actually signed anyone. He sent a few players out on loan, as you can see there. Sergi Samper probably being the most notable. Sandro as well, also going out on loan. But apart from that, there's not too much to note, obviously, for the transfers. Let's go and check at the schedule out. We're going to look firstly at, what should we look at? Let's go and head on over to the league and see how they've done. So they do finish third. They were 3 points behind second place Real Madrid and 4 points behind the winners Atletico Madrid. Which isn't too bad, it's only 4 points, but obviously they probably could have done better. Saying that, you know, actually, yeah, there we go. They didn't actually beat Atletico. They beat Real Madrid once, but losing to them as well. Didn't beat Valencia, so pretty disappointing. Valencia were actually 10 points behind them in 4th. And then many points, 18, I think that is back to 5th. So they've not done too bad, but obviously Barcelona expect to win the league. Let's actually go and take a look at the schedule and see how they've done in the other competitions, like the Champions League and so on. I'm just going to filter down to the Champions League. I don't know why I've got rid of all the competitions there. Where's the Champions League? There it is. Right, so the Champions League, in the group stage, they didn't lose, which is pretty decent considering they have Manchester City, FC Red Bull Salzburg, and Bate Borisov. I think that's how you say the name. I'm not too sure, to be honest. It may just be Bate. But as you can see, they go to the Etihad and win 4-1. Neymar getting 2, Suarez and Busquets on the score sheet. They beat City 1-0 at home, Salzburg at home, 7-0 against Bate at home, and 2-0 away, but they actually drew the game against Salzburg. But again, that's very impressive. What have they picked up? 16 points in the group stage there. Not too bad, to be fair. But then they go out, which would be very disappointing, obviously, to Roma in the first knockout round. Losing 1-0 away from home, taking them back to the Nou Camp, and actually only managing a 1-1 draw. So obviously, Roma go through on aggregate 2-1. That's probably a big reason as to why his job's insecure. Let's take a look at some of the Super Cups and see how they've done in them. So I'm just going to actually go back up to here. You're going to get that one. You're going to get the Super Cup and the European Super Cup. Okay, so they did actually win the European Super Cup, which is essentially, that's the Champions League and Europa League one. So they won 3-0 against Sevilla. Then as for the Spanish Super Cup, they actually lose 4-2 away from home against Athletic Bilbao. But then they go and beat them 3-0 at home. So obviously they win 5-4 on aggregate. So Puyol does actually pick up 2 trophies. But this is quite concerning. As you can see, in the Club World Championships, they lose the semi-final. And then they do actually win the 3rd place playoff. But you'd expect Barcelona to win that, hands down, you know, with no problems. That's obviously the thing for winning the Champions League, that pretty much every Champions League team goes on to win anyway. But obviously they only get 3rd in that, which would be pretty disappointing. I know it's not the biggest of competitions, but silverware is silverware at the end of the day. Let's take a look at how they actually done in the Spanish Super Cup this season, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so for the Spanish Super Cup, as you can see, sorry, not the Spanish Super Cup, just the Spanish Cup. They actually won the first 2 games over 2 legs, 3-0 and 3-0, so a 6-0 aggregate win. But then they were unfortunate to actually draw Real Madrid in the 5th round. They lose 3-2 at home, which is quite surprising. But then they go and win 2-1 away. But Real Madrid go through on away goals, so obviously knocked straight out of the competition. which is obviously going to be pretty disappointing for them. So overall, to me, yeah, I can understand why Puyol is actually insecure. Let's just take a quick look at who his best players were this season. So Messi, obviously, as you can, you'd expect. Piqué, Suarez. I'm looking for Neymar. Neymar's actually down with a 7.51 average match rating, which isn't too high. One thing I do want to point out though, Luis Suarez has scored 35 goals this season and 48 appearances, 3 of which were substitute appearances. That's a very impressive record. Who else has scored quite a lot? Rafinha's actually scored a lot. Rakitic, that's disappointing for Neymar to have Rafinha and Rakitic obviously scoring more goals than you. So I think maybe a balance of managerial poor performance and team poor performance has probably cost Carlos Puyol quite a bit this season. Let's jump a season into the future and see how he does in his second season in charge. Okay, so as you can see right now, it is June 2017. It is the 1st of June. And yet again, another thing that catches my eye, Carlos Puyol is in the insecure jobs for a second season running. Very impressive that. If he wants consistency, he's got that with the insecure jobs. Not too sure he'll want that though. But let's just go and take a quick look at how he done this season. So he actually improved league-wise. He came second. We'll come back to that in a minute though. Let's take a look at the transfers before we do anything else. And I'm not too sure if the transfer embargo is still on them. No, it's not, as you can see. They spent 72 million and they brought in 47.5 million pounds. Let's just take a quick look at these in terms of transfer fee. So they brought in Kurt Zouma from Chelsea, obviously the centre-back. That's a very good signing, to be fair, for 21 million pounds. Okay, so the second signing was actually Douglas Costa from Bayern Munich for 19.75 million pounds, which isn't too bad. The Brazilian winger is obviously a very talented player. Vitolo from Sevilla, another winger I believe he is. Let's just take a quick look. Here he is. 27 years of age for 17.75 million pounds. Mario from Villarreal, and then some young lad, I'm guessing. Yeah, he's 17 years of age from PSV. As for outgoings, Rafinha, actually, he had a great season last season, as you can remember. He scored more goals than Neymar, and he's actually left for Arsenal for 23 million pounds. Montoya leaves for Manchester United at 9.75 million pounds. Javier Mascherano for Tottenham, he leaves for 8.25 million. And Alex Vidal leaves for Atletico Madrid for 6.5 million pounds. Let's go and take a quick look at how they done in the league. Obviously, we've seen they came second, but again, Atletico Madrid winning the league and only losing 1 game in the entire season, ending the year with 95 points. That's absolutely crazy. Obviously, they're in great form. They drew 8 games, but obviously only losing the 1. It's very impressive. Barcelona was 7 points behind them. A much more improved, wow. I was about to say much more improved, but they lost a lot of home games. That must be very frustrating. They should be beating Granada, Getafe and Real Sociedad without a doubt. Then obviously they should be beating Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid at home. That's cost them the league. That has definitely cost them the league this year. But let's go and take a look at how they have done in their other competitions. Okay, so we're starting off with the Champions League, and as you can see, yet again in the group stage, he goes undefeated. He has quite a tough group as well. Ludogorets, Leverkusen and Juventus. Winning 4 of the games, drawing 2, which isn't too bad. Obviously, I'm guessing they topped the group, you would imagine so. Let's just take a quick look. Okay, so I just went to check if they topped the group, and as you can see, they did. Leverkusen finishing second in that group. Let's just take a quick look at how they done in the Spanish Cup. There we go. Wow, they actually lost in the final. They had quite a nice and easy run right through until the semi-finals, where they played Atletico Madrid, losing 2-1 in the first leg away from home, beating them 3-0 in the second, so obviously going through 4-2 on aggregate, but then losing 3-1 in the final to Real Madrid. Neymar getting a goal, Ronaldo getting 2 for Madrid, and James Rodriguez, couldn't even say his name then. James Rodriguez also getting one. That's going to be pretty annoying for Real Madrid, for Barcelona. But also, Sergio Busquets gets sent off in the 41st minute, which is obviously going to be even more disappointing. Let's just take a quick look at who the best players were this season. So yet again, it was the same as last year. Messi, Piqué and Suarez. As you look further down the list, you know, you're kind of looking for Neymar, and he just kind of appears again. He actually goes lower than last year, which is pretty disappointing. Who gets the most goals this year? Luis Suarez yet again, but Neymar, I was going to say Neymar does better, but he doesn't. He actually only got one more goal than last year with 13, just no one else really beat him this year. Messi getting 18, Suarez 28. So yet again, kind of disappointing for both managerial and player side. Let's jump one more year into his final season and see how he does. Okay, so we're in the final season now, and as you can see, once more, Carlos Puyol, he's consistent at this. He is in the insecure jobs, but at least we know he's not been sacked. So if we actually go and take a look at Barcelona and see how they've done, second in the league, we'll ignore that for now. Let's take a look at the transfers that he's done this year. So we're going to take a quick look. He spent £72 million and £24 million out. Let's take a look at how that happened. So £39 million was spent on Bernardo Silva. Very talented player in this game, that has to be said. I can imagine why they spent that type of money. Daryl Janmaat, that's a bit of a strange one for £15 million from Newcastle. Jack Wilshere, that's quite a bargain for £8 million, although he is very injury prone, obviously from Arsenal. That's another strange one, Christian Benteke from Liverpool for only £6 million. As a Liverpool fan, I hope that doesn't happen. It's not that he goes to Barcelona, but the fact that we sell him for £6 million, making a £26.5 million loss on the guy, not really keen on that, and I'm guessing these two guys are quite young players. I'll just take a quick look. Yep, 1 regen, yep, 2 regens. As for outs, let's take a quick look. Vitolo, who's only signed a few seasons back for around 18 million, I believe. 6.75 to AC Milan. Sergio Roberto, I'm kind of laughing as I've just seen something already. Sergio Roberto, 5.5 million to Tottenham. Christian Tello, 4.8 to AC Milan, just like Vitolo. This is what I was laughing at. Christian Benteke then gets sold in the January window. Obviously brought in the summer, sold in January for 3.8 million to Swansea City. And then the rest are kind of irrelevant, really. I think they are anyway, yeah. Loans and free deals. But actually, Dani Alves goes out on loan for a bit of a strange one, really, considering his age. But let's just take a quick look at the league and see how they've done. Okay, so in the league this season, Real Madrid kind of matched what Atletico done, nearly anyway. They got 94 points. Atletico finishing in third this season, so for the first time they didn't actually win the league. Barcelona on 87 points. I'm quite sure that was the tally they had last year. Maybe they had 86, but as you can see, only losing 3 games. A lot better this year. They didn't actually lose loads of games at home. Well, they didn't even lose at home. But ultimately, the only stat that matters is that one. They finished 7 points behind the leaders, Real Madrid. Okay, so as usual, we are starting off with the Champions League. And as usual, we're going to say Carlos Puyol did not lose a single game in the group stage. In fact, he won every single game. He had Wolfsburg, Porto and Celtic, which is a very strong group. But he managed to win all the games and quite comfortably, as you can see. Went into the first knockout round, and that is Schalke, by the way. He drawn Schalke and beat them both home and away, very impressive. Then, yep, his bogey team, Real Madrid. In the quarterfinals, only managing a 2-2 draw at home is very risky. Then he goes and gets thumped away from home at the Bernabeu, 4-1, losing 6-3 on aggregate. Yeah, 6-3 on aggregate. That would be pretty disappointing for Carlos Puyol, but let's take a look at how he does in the Spanish Cup. Okay, in the Spanish Cup, as you can see, he only lasted 2 rounds again. I think that was his first season that happened. Nice easy draw, but then he gets a tough team in the second round, or 5th round as it's called. Atletico Madrid, but he actually beats them away from home 2-1. But then they come to the new camp and they win 2-1, and then they lose on penalties. It's going to be frustrating. I just get this feeling that Carlos Puyol's time in charge of Barcelona was a very frustrating one. Let's take a look at how the players done this season, because they've not performed great in the previous seasons. And as you can see, Messi has had a huge decrease this year, but Bernardo Silva, obviously a silver lining, he was brought in this season and has done very well from that. Piqué again up there. Neymar actually overtakes Suarez this time in terms of the average match ratings, and they're all actually very high. Let's take a look at the goals. So as you can see, Luis Suarez netting 34 times this year, Bernardo Silva with 20, Neymar with 16, so he has improved. and Messi surprisingly only 13 goals in 50 appearances. That would be pretty disappointing for Lionel Messi, I can tell you that. But that is all for this video. Hope you have enjoyed. I'm not going to tell you who the next one's going to be. It's going to be a bit of a surprise, but if you have enjoyed this video, please be sure to drop a like on it. It is always much appreciated. If you've not seen the first one, go and check it out. Jurgen Klopp at Arsenal, as I said before. There'll be more of these to come, I promise you that, as I love making these videos. They're actually quite fun and quite entertaining to actually monitor what type of things would happen if this actually happened in real life. Obviously, it's only a bit of entertainment though, it's not a real indicator. Thank you all for watching. Until next time, goodbye.